Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Hey everybody, thanks for downloading the show. It's just going to be me on today's episode. I said on the last episode that I was working on some shows that I could put out in case I didn't have a guest or something came up, but I don't want to have to start using those already, and I got a few things I want to talk about this week, so we're just going to do this. The new year started off really great for me. Because there was a holiday, the trash ran a day later than normal. I was taking a shower and I heard the garbage truck outside and it hit me that I forgot to take the trash out. That was just one of the worst feelings in the world, and I panic. I get out of the shower as quick as I could, which was probably really stupid. There's no probably about it. It was really stupid because there's no way I could have done anything about it at that point. My wife had the day off work and I yelled for her, but she didn't hear me. And I went into the front room where she was at and I told her, like, man, I fucked up. I forgot to take out the trash. And she looks out the window and says, the trash cans are out by the road and they're empty. So I don't know what you're talking about. I thought she was just messing with me. I look out the door and there they were. So I assumed she did it the night before and was trying to be nice, but was just messing with me in the moment. And she was going to tell me it was her and laugh at me, or at the very least it was one of the kids, but we all kept going around and around. None of us did it. Nobody in the house took the trash out. So we're trying to figure out what happened. And it turns out it was somebody that we know. I won't say their name, but they were driving by the house, noticed that the trash cans weren't set out, and they pulled over, went up to the house, got our trash cans and put them out for us. So that was incredible. I was blown away. And it snowed a lot that night. The next day, my wife and my kids, we were all outside shoveling the snow. The neighbor just happened to be outside on his four-wheeler. He's got a snow blade attachment to it. And he was shoveling his, well, I don't know if you call it shoveling when you have a four-wheeler with a blade attached to it, but he was clearing out his driveway, saw us coming outside to do ours, decided he was going to drive over to our house and plow our driveway too. So that was pretty sweet. All we had to do was the walkways and the porch and the steps. So I will take that any day. That was so awesome. So everything besides my guest not being able to make it today has been going really, really well. I think I talked about this on the Christmas episode with Benny Mac. I decorated the shit out of my living room for Christmas. Normally I don't do that, but we're in a new house and a week, maybe a week and a half before Christmas, I decided I was just going to decorate it from the bottom to the top. And last week I took down all the decorations and now the room looks completely empty. It looks like I'm either moving in or moving out. I'm not sure which, but really feels weird. So taking all that stuff to the attic was not fun. But it was really worth it, and I kind of miss it, actually. It's strange, but... speaking of Christmas, on the 2-year anniversary, I mentioned that I started an Xbox Live Club for the podcast, and I would be doing live streams on there every Wednesday. Haven't talked about that in a long time, but my Xbox broke. That's why I never mentioned it. I probably should have mentioned that I wouldn't be on much, but... I got a new Xbox for Christmas, and I'm hoping to start doing that again really soon. So if you have an Xbox Live account, please join the club for the podcast. The club is called We Don't Have Cookies. I've been playing the latest Assassin's Creed game, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to try to start streaming there every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on Xbox Live, head on over there and say hi. A couple of people joined the group before, but since I wasn't on there and I just got it, all those people have dropped off. So if you're one of the people who used to be in the club, come on back. It's back up now. So speaking of live streams, I also got a webcam for Christmas. I really like it. I'm thinking about doing some live streaming video or start making videos for YouTube with people that I talk to over Skype or Google Hangouts for the podcast. I've tested out a few live streams with Kenny Bolin on YouTube Live, And I'd like to tweak a few things like the lighting and stuff, but the picture looks good. So if you haven't yet, make sure you follow me on YouTube as well so you can see all that. I'll have a link in the show notes, but you can also go to wedon'thavecookies.com and click on the YouTube icon at the top of the page. That'll take you there too. I also got a Ninja coffee maker for Christmas. Longtime listeners to the show, you know I'm a coffee lover, and I think this thing is amazing. I've been making all kinds of cappuccinos and iced coffee and stuff like that. So I also thought about doing a live stream where I make a cup of coffee and I drink the coffee. I talk to whoever's watching the stream. And once I finish my coffee, that's the end of the show. So I'm not sure if I'll do that or not, but if that's something that you'd like, send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. Let me know. If I hear from enough of you, I'll start doing that because I drink coffee every day. Might as well share it with you guys, see what's going on. Another thing that I'd like to do every day is watch TV. Used to be a big part of the show in the first year. I would talk about a lot of commercials of TV shows that I was checking out, but the new season of Black Mirror just came on Netflix last week. I love that show. I've been waiting for the next season for a long time, and I can't wait to get into that. If you haven't watched it yet, you really should. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone meets the Matrix. It has a lot to do with technology, but it's got that twist to it that you don't see coming. I've also been watching a few episodes of Mindhunter. I heard a lot of people talking about that, and I gotta be honest, I'm really not sure why. I like the show. It's okay. I just don't see what all the fuss is about. And I also tried to watch Stranger Things because it seems like everybody in the world is talking about Stranger Things. I made it about 3 or 4 minutes into the first episode of season 1. I just didn't get it. It just seemed weird. I don't know if I was just in a strange mood that day or what. I'll probably give it another shot sometime, but like I said, I don't know what the fuss is about. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? I'm going to play a song by the Arrogant Worms in a couple of segments, take a short break, and I'll be back.
Young Derek would love to take my order.
Hi.
He works at the coffee shop just up the street.
Morning.
He's happy and annoying with a smirk the size of Texas. He's my coffee enemy.
Would you like a mochaccino? Or perhaps a cappuccino? Or maybe a frappuccino?
Said Derek wearing the chinos. All I really want is a cup of coffee. So strong the spoon stands up, just a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a friggin' cup of coffee, Derek.
You should try our biscotti or a local cabbage cookie. This muffin's only $3.50, and what's super great is that it's fat-free.
Don't want to smell like an espresso
It'd help.
with your coffee scented soap.
Well, maybe you should have some chai tea, or maybe join me in some Tai Chi. Come on.
All I really want is a coffee in a non-biodegradable cup. Just a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a freaking cup of coffee. Oh, Derek, why won't you listen to me? I don't want a magazine or a CD. I don't want a latte or a frappe. I just want a coffee that doesn't taste crappy. All I really want is a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a freaking cup of coffee. All I really want. All I really want. All I really want is give me a freaking cup of coffee. Derek.
My little baby boy is the cutest baby. I can't handle it. Everywhere we go, people make a point to stop us and say how gorgeous he is. Aww. He literally is one of the best looking babies ever. However, you know who else was doted after and was regarded as a beautiful baby? Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. I kid you not. Read about him on Wikipedia. Everyone said he was a gorgeous baby. You'll see his baby picture there. He was so cute. Look on Wikipedia even further. You know who else was cute as a baby? Adolf Hitler. Adorable. Osama bin Laden. Charming. O.J. Simpson. Stunning. Honestly, this has me concerned for the future of my child. Most parents want their kid to grow up to be successful and happy.
Oh, yeah.
I just want my kid not to grow up to be a bloodthirsty monster who revels in killing people. I wish my baby was ugly. Seriously, ugly babies try harder. You know who was ugly as a baby? Mark Zuckerberg.
So ugly.
Bill Gates.
So ugly.
Jeff Bezos.
So ugly.
George Soros.
So ugly.
Richard Branson.
So ugly.
Mark Cuban.
So ugly.
Warren Buffett.
So ugly.
Okay, seriously. All were ugly in their baby photos. And look at them now. Rich. Successful.
Oh, yeah.
And still ugly.
So ugly.
So, the next time you see me with my adorable baby boy, do me a favor. Tell me he's the ugliest kid you've ever seen. It'll brighten my day, and it will set my son up for a successful future. I thank you. He thanks you. And all those he would have murdered in cold blood, thank you too.
Needing help to remove any obstacles or challenges that might be holding you back from success in your business or personal life? Let me help you create a course of action that will take you to the next level, personally and professionally, with some bad life coaching. And remember, it's your job to overthink everything.
Want to contact the show? Send an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com or call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail.
If you haven't done it yet, please like the Facebook page for the podcast. I'll have a link to it in the show notes, or you can just search for We Don't Have Cookies on Facebook, and it's the first thing that pops up. I'm going to try to do more on social media this year. I know I've been saying that for a while. Regular listeners, you know that that's kind of hard for me. I'm not really on Facebook much, but I gotta say I'm really impressed that the podcast has 450 likes so far, because I really haven't done much on there except for post when there's a new show. So I want to give everybody who's already liked it a big shout out and thank you for doing so. I'll try to make it more worth your while this year. I promise I will try. I can't promise I'll do it, but I promise I will try. The podcast was actually mentioned on Reddit not too long ago because of the Spider Mouse song that Kenny Bolin and Maya sang on the show. I was really surprised to see that. And I want to thank the Twitter user. I'm going to spell the name so I don't just butcher it. It's at RAHULMANLI. Like I said, I want to make sure I spell that out so I don't butcher it. But thank you very much for tweeting about that and tagging me in it to let me know. That was really awesome. And also, while I'm giving Twitter shout outs, I want to give a shout out again to at LoneWolfGAM and at Mushroom_Hudson. Pretty awesome guys. One of the guests I was hoping to have on today's episode was Kenny Bolin. He never made his announcement on Facebook Live last Tuesday like I said he would on the podcast, and I thought that we could do that on today's episode. I told him that I wouldn't do it without him, but I think most people can kind of, if you follow both of us, you pretty much know what's going on. But unfortunately, Kenny's mom, Ma Bolin, passed away Friday around noon. It was very unexpected and has really caught everybody off guard. The women in his family usually live into their 90s. Some have made it to the hundreds. So I want to make sure that I offer my condolences to him and his family. And she was very loved, and she's going to be very missed. On most of Kenny's appearances on the podcast, one of the first questions I would ask him is how Ma Bolin's doing. In Kenny's book that I got, she actually signed it for me, and that was pretty cool. So rest in peace, Ma Bolin. All right, try to get away from the sad stuff. I tried to get some shirts made up with the show logo for me to wear and to sell if anybody wants them. One or two people have asked about it. And I'm having a hell of a time trying to find a good place to get them. I have no idea why. I tried whatever the most popular place is for that kind of stuff. I forget the name of it. It's not Vistaprint because those are the people that did my business cards. But I don't know. They have commercials on TV. I tried to go with them, and every time I would enter my bank account information for them to set up the payments and stuff, something always glitched, and I thought that was kind of sketchy, and I tried to talk to their customer service people, and it was just a really weird vibe from those guys. So I quit trying with them. I went to this other place. I think it's called Teespring. I had a little, I guess you call it a store, or that's what they call it on there. Had that all set up. You could buy t-shirts and mugs and all this stuff. And they ended up shutting the store down because they said I was using a copyrighted image, which is crazy because I had that made up specifically for me in the show. The image is me. And the person who made the image is somebody I know. I know they didn't use clip art and all the stuff. I watched them draw it on Skype. So I'm not sure what is going on. I probably am just going to drop it. I don't know. If you want a shirt, I keep telling you guys to email me about anything and everything, but if you want a shirt, send me an email, let me know, and I'll keep trying. Speaking of still trying, I'm still trying to save money up for the well for the house. If you didn't hear the episode that I talked about this on, what happens is if it rains really hard, for some reason, my water that goes to my house gets all muddy because I don't have water like people in the city do. I have to have my own water source. I live so far out in the country. It really sucks. I'm not sure what to do about it other than to get a new well because I had somebody look at it, and to fix it would be a few $1,000s. And I thought, you know what? I need a better water source anyway because we have really rusty water. So for about $7,000 to $9,000 is what it's going to cost. I can get a new well, and the money that I would put towards fixing the one that I have already could just go towards that, and everything would be much better. And the one I have now, I guess it's illegal. You're not supposed to have them underground anymore or something like that, which is probably what the major problem is. So I need to get that fixed. God knows how long that's going to be. Fingers crossed, not too long. Another thing that won't be long, joining me on an upcoming episode will be a Florida comedian and animal communicator, Sonia King. I'm really looking forward to that. She's a very funny lady. She's been on Good Morning America and The View. She speaks to animals and they talk back to her. So we will be doing something with my cat, which will probably have a video version over on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'll have a link to that in the show notes. You can also go to wedon'thavecookies.com, and there's a link at the top of the homepage there too. Weird story about getting her on the show. After the last episode with Karen Rontowski, I mentioned that I wanted to have Sonia on sometime because I heard her on Karen's podcast, Karen and Kara Can Read, and I thought she was a good guest. A few days ago, Karen sent me an encouraging text message. I was listening to a podcast and I started to text her back. I told her that I was having a rough time getting guests lined up for this episode, and that text came at the right time. As soon as I hit send, the podcast I was listening to was over and Karen started playing. I thought that was pretty coincidental, but I didn't think too much about it. Then Karen texted me back and asked if I wanted her to talk to Sonia about coming on the podcast, which was really odd because the guest that was on that particular episode that started playing after I hit send was Sonia King. I thought that was really weird, and of course, I had to say yes. Think the universe was just pointing that way. So that's what's going on. I'm not sure if it'll be the very next episode, but it'll be coming up soon. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, I'm going to wrap things up. And before I go, I gotta say it's weird doing the podcast once a week instead of twice a week. I've only been doing it that way for 1 week now. This will be the beginning of the second week, and I really miss it. It's nice to have the extra time, but I don't know, man. It was a big part of my my weekly routine. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go back to twice a week. So let me know what you think. Send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. I'd really like your input. That's it for this episode. I want to thank all of you for listening. I'll be back next Monday.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review. See you next time.
I promise I will try. I can't promise I'll do it.